Hi there, my name is TJ Bazoon and welcome to Learn Piano Online at Home. This is the first online course that I have ever taught. However, before this I taught several classes for community education programs throughout the state of Texas. I've done some seminars, I've done some group classes before, I've done private teaching for about 10 years. I also work as a minister of music, director of music at St. John Lutheran in Boerne. I've taught students to play from ages 5 years old to about 75 years old. So I just want to let you know, first of all, no matter how old you are, no matter what your private experience is with piano, whether you've taken private lessons or whether you've taken group lessons or whether you've had maybe some music before or no music before, I definitely want to assure you that you can learn piano. I don't care what your background is, as long as you're willing to do this, you can definitely learn piano. Let's just go over some things we're going to be learning in the class first. What are you going to get out of this class? Well, first of all, you're going to learn some basic music reading. In one of the videos you've been emailed, you're going to see kind of what's called a screenshot capture. What that means is that I'm taking what I'm doing on a computer and I'm capturing it, and then I'm putting it into a video. So you're going to see me working through some music reading exercises on a computer. Second of all, you're going to learn how to play songs, and I'm going to show you on this piano, as well as another piano I have, how to play different songs throughout the class. You're going to learn a lot of basic songs. You're going to learn stuff to do with the right hand, stuff to do with the left hand. We're going to start real simple and then gradually get harder and harder and harder as we go along. The best way to think about it is this. If you can lift a 15-pound weight with one of your hands, then that also means you can lift a 5-pound weight or a 10-pound weight. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you can lift a 25 or 30-pound weight. The same analogy is kind of true for piano. If you can play a piece that's this difficult, then you can play pieces that are easier than that. If you can play a piece that's this difficult, on a scale of 1 to 10, then all these other pieces are easier. So what you're going to find is, at the end of this class, if you've done your assignments, if you've done your practice work, then you're going to be able to look back on some of the things you first learned in maybe the first 2 or 3 classes, and they're going to seem really easy. Okay, now let's go into what you actually need for the class. This is your first assignment. You've got to make sure that you've got the right equipment, the right materials. First thing off is, of course, you need an instrument. Now, this is a grand piano. This is a Steinway grand piano. Some of you have acoustic pianos. You may not have a grand piano like this. You may have an upright piano. This is just called the acoustic piano because basically an acoustic piano, just like any acoustic instrument, it doesn't need to be plugged in. You don't have to plug it into a wall. The only issue you may have with a piano like this is it might be out of tune. If you haven't had it tuned in several years or never had it tuned before, what you simply want to do is just go to google.com or yahoo.com, type in piano tuners and maybe your zip code, or piano tuners Katy or piano tuners San Antonio, etc. And you can get a tuner in your area to come out. Usually cost about $80 to maybe $120 to get your piano tuned. Second thing you may have, if you don't have an acoustic or upright piano like this, is you may have an electronic keyboard. Let me just go over what you're going to need if you have an electronic keyboard, or if you're thinking about buying an electronic keyboard. First of all, let's pretend like you don't have an electronic keyboard. Well, where are you going to go get one? 2 stores that are in pretty much every neighborhood now: Walmart, Best Buy. Walmart.com, BestBuy.com, just go to their website, search for electronic keyboards, and you'll find several models. Most of them are going to start off with a 61 key configuration. There are 76 key keyboards. There are 88 key keyboards. For example, this is an 88 key piano. Pretty much all grand pianos, pretty much all upright pianos are going to be 88 keys. You don't need to have an 88 key keyboard to learn on. You can start on a 61 key. I think as of right now, and I'm filming this in January of 2012, about the bottom end price for a 61 key is about $100, maybe a little bit more. Make sure when you buy the keyboard, however, that you have the power adapter. It's going to be a little power cord. Sometimes they come with it, sometimes they don't. So make absolutely sure you have that. Second thing you're going to need if you have an electronic keyboard is this. This right here is called the keyboard stand. Okay, let me just show you how this works. You put this up here, you connect this, you secure it. The keyboard lays flat across this, and then you can plug it in. That's very, very helpful. It can be very awkward to put a keyboard on a desk or on a kitchen table, so I highly recommend that you get the actual keyboard stand. And all keyboards now come with what's called a music rack. This right here is the music rack. This is standard on any regular piano. It's just because obviously this is where you would put your music, and this is where you're going to be putting your music reading assignments as you learn to read music over this course. So make sure when you have your electronic keyboard set up that it has that stand up there. Okay. So final thing you're going to need. You're going to obviously need an internet connection for this. I'm going to be uploading these videos to YouTube. Every week you're going to be getting an assignment. And you're just going to click on a video and learn from that video. You definitely want to be watching the video as you have your keyboard out. You don't want to watch the video and then go try to do the lesson on your keyboard. So this is what I suggest. Here's my configuration. I have a grand piano. Up here is my laptop computer. So I can just have my laptop opened up, okay? So I have the laptop going on, the video can be going on while I'm playing. Now if you've got an iPad or an iPhone or some sort of smartphone that plays videos, put it right up there on the music rack. Very, very easy for you to do. If you have a keyboard, you can have the keyboard right here, maybe have another table with the video going. And be sure that you have access to the mouse or whatever will stop the video, because from time to time, as you're watching the video, you're going to want to pause, answer a question, maybe play something back, and then hit play again. So that's how we're going to work. It's going to be as if I'm going to be teaching you right there in your room with you. Okay, final thing before we get going. Every week I'm going to send you probably about 5 videos. Each video is basically a practice assignment. Think of it this way. Let's say you've got 5 days to practice. This right now, this lesson right here is your day 1 assignment. So on day 1, your assignment is to go get your instrument, get it set up, make sure that you have the right material for this class. Then you're going to see, and you've already probably seen this in the email, a day 2 assignment, a day 3 assignment, a day 4 assignment, a day 5 assignment. How long is it going to take you to do these assignments? That all depends on how you are and how you work. You know, you may get distracted during the middle of an assignment, go do something else. It may take you longer. I know that there are some people who take this class who have had piano years ago, and the first 2 or 3 lessons may be super, super, super easy for you. Maybe you've had trumpet before, or violin before, or voice before. Well, you already know something about music, so the first assignments are going to be kind of easy. So it's really going to depend upon your musical background, how long it takes to do every assignment. I want to definitely give you this warning. Do not just watch all the videos on one day. That would not be a good idea. Let's say you watch all the videos on a Saturday, you think you understand and everything, and then Friday you get your next lesson. Well, by the time Friday rolls around, you may have already forgotten some of the things you've learned. That happens all the time in private teaching. I definitely try to get all my students to do 5 days of practice. Do they have to be 5 days in a row? No, they don't. Do they have to be at the same time of the day? Absolutely not. But I want to see at least 5 practice sessions. You can do this. This is fairly easy. We're going to go step by step. The final thing you're going to need is every single week you're going to get a little part of a book mailed to you. You're going to get a document in Word and PDF. You can print that up, simply put that in a folder, maybe call it your piano folder, put it in a little notebook, whatever you want to do. That's where some of your written assignments are going to be. So to recap, 5 days of practice. Don't have to be in a row. We want to do at least 5 practice sessions. To recap, don't forget, you've got to have a setup where you can look at the video and have it close to whatever your instrument is. Final thing, make sure that you have an instrument. Make sure that you have a piano or keyboard. It's very, very cheap. I look at it this way. Let's say you go out and buy a keyboard that's $110. Plus the cost of this course, that's still far less than what you would ever pay a private piano teacher for 10 weeks of lessons. And if you decide that you can't do this, or maybe this is too hard for you, I don't think that'll be the case. But if you decide that that's the case, well, then you can give your keyboard on to someone else. One thing I definitely want to caution people against before I end this assignment is don't put stickers on your keys, or don't mark your keys. I think if you have an expensive, grander upright piano, this should kind of go without saying. Just don't do this. But there have been people who will buy these keyboards thinking, well, I've got to know the names of the notes, so I'm going to put stickers or write on them. Don't do that. You want to get to the point where you're going to memorize the notes and what they are. Believe me, you can do this. Okay? So, we're going to end this video. I want you to go do your assignment. Make sure you've got an instrument. Make sure it's ready to go. And then whatever day you want to do day 2 on, maybe you're doing this today. Today's Friday. Maybe you want to do this on Saturday. Make sure that you do day 2 on a different day. Don't do day 2 on the same day. Okay, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in lesson 1, day 2.